Hello, everyone, and welcome to this lesson. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how ChatGPT can help you answer legal questions specifically for business owners. So let's start with our first prompt. So what I'm going to have here is I'm assuming that I work in the field of nuclear energy, and I'm conducting interviews for a new role at my startup. And I'm asking basically ChatGPT to tell me, how do I draft a non-disclosure agreement with my new hires? So if you test it out, it's going to tell you, well, NDA or non-disclosure agreement is an important step to protect your startup's intellectual property or IP and confidential information as well. First, you need to identify the information you want to protect. You need to determine the scope of the NDA. You need to write the agreement, and then you need to consult with an attorney as well. And it's going to tell you here is a sample of NDA clause that you could include in an employment contract. Okay, all right. So what if I would like, for example, let's assume that you work at a startup, and let's say you discovered an invention in a certain area. Maybe it's quantum computing, or maybe it's an AI. And what are the requirements to obtain a patent, as an example? So let's go ahead and test it out. So I'm going to say, well, I discovered an invention in quantum computing. What are the requirements for obtaining a patent? And here we go. It's going to tell you, well, congratulations on your invention in quantum computing. To obtain a patent for your invention, well, first, you must meet the following requirements. It has to meet the novelty. The invention must be new and not previously disclosed in any form, anywhere in the world. It shouldn't be in a form of a research paper, like journal or conference paper, or somebody else have published that before. It has to be the non-obviousness. It has to offer utility, has to practical application, enablement, written description, and patentable subject matter as well. Okay. What if I would like, for example, to register a trademark for a given business? So if I say, how do I register a trademark for my business? So actually, you can also keep that bullet point here, but here I just prefer to remove it. To register a trademark for your business, you can follow these general steps. First, you can conduct a trademark search, determine the type of trademark, file a trademark application, wait for examination, respond to office actions, and then receive approvals afterwards. And I'll tell you as well, quick recommendation at the end. Okay, what if I would like maybe to learn about what are the legal requirements for hiring and firing employees? Again, let's assume that you have a startup and you would like to maybe hire your first employee as an example, and you would like to learn about hiring and firing employees. So here we go. It's going to tell you, well, the legal requirements for hiring and firing employees can vary depending on the country and state or province. I'm going to tell you, well, first, you need to ensure that you have equal employment opportunity for everyone. It doesn't matter the race, color, religion, and sex. Employment eligibility verification, you must verify that new employees are authorized to work in the country. You need to ensure that wage and hour laws as well, you are complying with all the laws within that specific country. And of course, employment contract, you can choose to have a written employment contract to outline that or not. But of course, this is not always required. It's going to tell you as well instructions or requirements for firing. It's going to tell you employment at will. So in many locations, in let's say US, is considered to be at will employment. And then just cause, notice requirements, and final pay. And what I could do here is I can basically specify that, let's say I'm talking about, for example, Ontario, Canada as an example. So I'm going to say, what are the legal requirements for hiring and firing employees in, let's say, Ontario, Canada? And here we go. It's going to tell you, well, in Ontario, Canada, these are basically the requirements. So now you'll find that the answer has changed slightly because now the answer is geared specifically to a given state and or given province within Canada. It's going to tell you, well, that this is the hiring, for example, and these are the firing. So you'll find that basically it did not mention the US here anymore. You recall, that's what we got here before on the firing part. It's telling you in many countries, including the US, this has been removed because now I'm talking specifically about Canada instead. Okay, all right, so that's it. That's all I have for this lesson. I hope you enjoyed it. In the next lesson, I'm gonna show you how to use ChatGPT to simply draft lease agreements, employment contracts, and more. Please stay tuned. Best of luck, and I'll see you in the next lesson.